This is a topic I heard a lot of people talk about recently. How is Fall Guys is dead and nobody plays it anymore? And I am arguing why it's not, and I don't really get the point that how is Fall Guys dead. Now, a lot of YouTuber and a lot of people in general, just when they don't play a game anymore, they call it dead or irrelevant or nobody cares. But I think Fall Guys is obviously as any other game, it's not as a speak. All games have their peaks and their downside. When it launched, it got an insane amount of popularity that's no way sustainable. There's no way you can sustain this much steam unless you're a very, very great developer. And I still have problems with Fall Guys, and problems especially at the beginning of the games, like not naming your characters, having server issues, a lot of hackers. The game had its problems, so a lot of people fell off and never played the game again. But still, to this day, has thousands of people playing it every single day. So let's dive into the reasons why people think it's dead, and I'm proving otherwise. First of all, let's talk about why people don't like Fall Guys or have an agenda to talk shit about it. First of all, money. Of course, all of these YouTubers talk about it to get like a good thumbnail and why a game is dying that people still like, and people who fell off that actually still don't like it want to know the reasons. So yeah, it's good for views, and there is some truth to their videos. Like obviously, Fall Guys is not anywhere at peak, but still a good sustainable game, so it's not dead. It obviously, I would say, fell off, but not dead, and still fun to this day, and I play it from time to time. As the number shows, from the beginning, August of 2020, it had a peak player of 170k, and that's a crazy number for any game, especially an indie developer, but it quickly fell off every single month by a huge amount until like pretty much 6 months later, until it got about a consistent rate, and then it fell off a bit like a 7 month after that. But now for the past last year it have been a very consistent game in terms of players, so I would say it's a quite successful game because at the size of it, it wasn't sustainable at all. Now I actually still enjoy the game. There's not a lot of sweats, there's not like a lot of newbies. I would say it's at least player base is good. Second of all, the acquisition of ArtStation by Epic Games has a lot of people very angry because a lot of people hate Epic Games and their launcher, which I might do a video about that, but I really don't see why people hate Epic Games so much. I know they have done a bit bad things and it's worse than Steam, but they have their own goods, but that's not the topic of the video. They have been acquired by Epic Games and a lot of people hate it for that reason, and I think it's a weak reason to hate a whole game. But it's true that's annoying once you buy a game off Steam and then log into it, you have to sign in by your Epic Games account, and some people don't want to make an Epic Games account if they don't have it. So I do understand that. So I guess a bit of the hate is understandable, but I think it's really exaggerated, and the game as itself, if once you get past the issues, is still fun and still especially enjoyable. But now let's talk about the game and why it fell off or didn't retain its potential popularity. First of all, I think the biggest problem that turned off the most amount of people is the hacker problem. The hacker problem was really big at the time. Every lobby you were playing got destroyed by cheaters and it wasn't fun at all for a period of time. So a lot of people logged off the game, never came back, and just were off the database of players. So that's unfortunate because the developers, that's their biggest problem. I know it's an indie developer, I know it's an indie studio, but that doesn't excuse stuff being so late. And I would say that's the major problem with the game in general, and that's why it didn't retain like full potential that could have had been. Like I would say the biggest one is the hacker problem, but the second problem is not pushing out enough mini games. The game for its first few months was really stale. You'd always play the same game and it was fun for a real long while, but the game was not updated frequently enough to show why should you keep playing, why play the same mini game over and over and over again. They eventually came out with the new game modes and it's fun, but the problem today that is once you log in, especially at the first mini game, you might just play the game that you were playing a year ago. So the game is more diverse now, but I think there's stuff still to do to make the game better. But now, with all the issues out of the way, why is Fall Guys not dead? The numbers show it. It's easily, I wouldn't say one of the most popular games, but you hear about it every so often, and I play it and I hear people talk about it, and it's still a decently popular game on Twitch. So it's not the worst, not the best, obviously, but it has a consistent base. And if you play at any normal time that people are awake in, you will find the lobby really fast. And as you see in the gameplay video, I like the games that I played and I got them in relatively fast. There is a bit of a delay between each game and game, but it's not that much of an issue. Like the maximum that I got personally was like 2 minutes of waiting. And obviously, if you have a phone, if you have a tablet, you can just scroll Twitter or something. But that's a problem of like Twitch streaming, and you can't entertain your stream for those 2 minutes. But as a player, so is Fall Guys dead? No, not even close. Did it fall off? Yes, unfortunately, because some faults of the developers, because they were not fast enough, and part of it because Epic Games got it, and a lot of people hit the Epic Games Studio and the launcher itself. So there was some issues along the way, but the game's still fun and cheap. And what I really like, the cosmetic system. You don't really have to pay money, just play the game enough and you will get anything in the store. So I would actually recommend you play it and try it out. It's a fun game with a good fan base, and that's it. What do you think? Do you think Fall Guys is dead? Or do you think it's just a fun game like any other game that was put up to a standard that it can never reach? Comment down below and tell me what do you guys think of the video. Bye bye.